This is a preliminary video in a series of videos. In this video, we'll draw our model using the grid system and a pencil. So, where do we want to start? Well, with the grid system, we can pretty much start anywhere. From the top here, and this is what I have here. I have the beginning of our arm. 17 is the beginning of the arm. 15, I can see how it starts and crosses over. And it's heading towards 14 and 4. So 4 comes here, 14's here. So that's where it's going to intersect. This line is going to come down to right about here. It is right here, the shoulder, the deltoid, is coming down between 16 and 17, starting at 17, a little bit of the bicep there, and then the shoulder. And I can't really tell if this is the trapezius coming up or if it's the pillow underneath her. So let me just, this is really the shape I'm going for, okay? So I'll come down here. And I'm coming down here till 5. And this is right where the neck begins. So our neck is coming close to 16 and running along 5. Close to 16 to come just a hair up above 5. Going between 17 and 18, just a little higher. And then moving up towards 19. By coming up here. Okay, these are all kind of little scratchy light lines. I don't know if you can see them, but I'm doing them really light because I want to be able to do my pen and ink, and when I have to erase it, I don't want to have a real heavy line. So most likely what I'm going to have to do is draw it heavier than I would so you people can see it better. But just let you know that if I was drawing it for myself, for a finished piece, I would use a very light line. Okay, here's her cheek. The cheek's coming here, and it's going from the eye socket, and it hits the line at 4 and 21. So this is 4, this is 21. That's where it's hitting. Right here. Then it comes down to the cheek, and it's just a hair under. See how simple that is? Now the eyeball is just a little bit north of number 5. So let's get that. All right, and then it's coming down here. The forehead's coming around 6 and 23. Here's 23. Here's 6. Just coming a hair up. I draw that line and I connect the two. Okay. The hand is coming between 20 and 21. Right by the cheek there. There we go. It's going just south of 20. At 19 and 2, it just intersects, I guess you could say. Not oversexed, because that's something completely different. Alright, so right here. Alright, let's get the bone here on the hand. This is this line here. It's come across the bone and it's going onto the hand this way. So you probably can see it better now. And that bone's protruding here at 20 and number 3 here. So that line's coming down roughly here. And it's going in. And you can see where the hand's protruding again. The forehead is coming down past the hand, and it's going down to about 7, and coming into about 7. Okay? And so far, that's how we start. Take a little break here. When we come back, we'll draw some more. Now it's time to start working on this face. Let me see if I can get this camera a little better for us. All right, I started putting landmarks down and I decided I didn't like them, so I'm erasing her nose. And I'm gonna redraw it. For first, little advice, when we're working on paper, we want the oils for our hand to get on the paper. So I'm putting down a little piece of paper for my hand to rest on. You can use paper. I know people that use a sheet of glass. I know people that used to wear those really light cottony gloves. Whatever works for you works. It just keeps the paper in much better condition. All right, so let's get on to this nose. What are our landmarks here? Right in here. There you go. So now we got the top of the nose. Now this nose, when we do it, is going to be really represented by shadow. You can't really see a line here. A lot of people like to draw lines here. Just draw what you can see. Okay, the nostril starts right around here. Now this nostril, for some people, are going to be very hard to draw. But it looks like an upside down drop of water, doesn't it? It's just a shape. Okay? Round off the edge a little more and you got the shape. This is the nose. You have a highlight coming in here, right? And then this is not a sharp line. This is just all shadow. That's how we're going to do this nostril. So, little water drop shape. And the nostril is just done with a shadow. Okay, so let's try to get that. Let's keep this idea in mind. Let's get the other nostril here. This is rounded off a little bit. This is coming down. And this is where the white highlight is. This is where the shadow is. Okay? Other side. The nose is another weird shape. You don't really see the nose from this angle, which makes it hard. This is also a very long little size like that. Okay. We got the shape. Now this is where it gets real tricky too. Get this little shape up in here. When you get stuck on things like noses and stuff, try not to look at it as a nose. Look at it as a shape, okay? And when you break the shapes down, it's not that hard, okay? It's just a shape. This is a shape. The nostril is basically just this shape, okay? Coming around the nose. So if this is that side of the nose, that's what it's going to look like, okay? And then the mouth is going to come down from here. That's how you go. All right, let's continue. Let's get going with this mouth. First, it's between 21 and 22. Just a little bit less than halfway. Okay. It's coming down. Coming across. And come down this side. This has got a little bit more of an arc shape to it, so I like to do this arc shape. There we go. Now, I'm looking at my landmarks, and this landmark's off, I can tell already. This is about halfway. Mine's already going further than that. I have to end it right in here. So, let's get our trusty little eraser out here and erase and fix our mistakes. There we go. Let's bring this down here. There we go. And right past that line, you get that little bit of curve in it. Okay, so the bottom lip is doing this type of shape. Okay? Now, from this photograph, we can see the angle. We're seeing up into the bottom of the bottom of the upper lip, and we're seeing this, which is this. Okay. Let's say this is the top lift. So we're seeing this shape. Okay. Bottom lip is smaller because we're not seeing the dramatic thickness as we see in our upper lip. Additionally, because of the angle of the head, the bottom lip's going to appear very small. So, remember, don't get fooled. This top lip is a lot thicker in this photograph from the angle than the bottom lip. All right, let's go. There you go. And it's coming almost straight across here. Okay? You want probably visually to do that because that's how your brain thinks this is going. And there is a little bit of that U shape to the lip, but it's not as dramatic as we think it would be. Okay? Teeth go this way. Okay. Now the chin. We don't see a chin on this picture. The neck, straighten that out. There we go. Eyebrow. It's halfway up here. So I noticed that this angle of the eye socket slanted a little bit more than I have it. So let's add that angle there. Okay. Bring the eyebrow around. That's where the eyebrow is going to go. And our forehead is going to be closer to this area. Alrighty. So let's get our other eye in there. We're at 6, 22. This is our landmark for the beginning of the eye. We're at 7. We see the shadow of the chin. And this chin shadow is going to be very light. It's going to be coming right in here. So we're just going to indicate, so when we do our stipple, we know where these shadows are going to be. Okay? 22. This is where the eye is going to end, right about there. Okay, so let's bring this up. There we go, the landmark. This eye is very small and squinty, and a lot of people have a tendency to make eyeballs too large. I think it's just a human tendency. And I am already making this too large, but that's okay. Let's see how close this eyeball gets to the line. It's closer to here. And the eye closes down. Right there. So that is the shape of our eyeball. A little less. Now, this is going to have a thicker line because of the eyelashes, so we get that in eventually. This ridge of this nose is really dictated by this eyeball here. That's just a black shape. Again, we have this type of shape. This is where the eyeball's coming off. So this would be the eye. This is the nostril. And what's nice is because these nostrils are really hard to see because of the way the light's hitting it. So this, when we draw this eyeball in, even though it's just a shadow, it's going to really show this face where that nose is. Okay, let's get our nose up here. Round that off a little more. The nostrils seem to be a little more lined up here, this way. Right? So let's bring this nostril up a little bit. Her eyebrow is halfway. It's in here. It's gonna, shadow's gonna come down around the eye socket there, and the nose is going to connect. All right. This is the line. This nostril line here is the line we don't see. Why am I putting it in there? Because I need it as a guidance for where my shadow goes. Okay, my shadow's going in here. That's where I know things go. Let's get the stomach. Got the belly button in the right place. This, the stomach separating from your hip here, that's going to be a shadowed area. And she's lit, so she has shadow coming straight across her stomach. And it looks like it's ending up right around her oblique muscle. This is where we're seeing the oblique shadow for the oblique muscle here. Okay. This is coming up in here. Now remember, this is just generalization. This will change a lot when we start doing our stipple. Let's just get the really black area generalized. We can always stipple out from there. Okay. Stomach, just below that, and coming all the way across to our oblique. A little bit of an arc to it. Okay. Now this, when you're doing a nude, is really important to get the stomach muscles right. Okay. Shadow dip in here. Okay, so now I'm just adding the final touches onto my drawing. And try to get everything up to par. So I'm doing the eyebrows because they're not exactly where I want them to be. I'm working on the shadow of the nose here. And it comes up here. And the eyebrow's larger than I have it. It's coming over. And then she has some of the hair coming down over it. That looks pretty good. The mouth looks pretty good. I think I want to bring the upper lip just up a hair. So I'm going to erase this. And I'm moving that lip up a little bit. Her lip seems to be a little bit higher. You can't see the line because I do that line too light. But the line, her teeth end right at the line. So let me redraw this. And the upper lip's a lot bigger. I really think I like that lip better now. Seems to be a little more balance here. And this is coming up. She's got a little bit of a ridge here. Now the teeth in this picture are going to be very, very light. I'm just putting the lines in where they need to go. And it's going to make her look terrible. They're going to be really obnoxious till I get them penned in properly. Okay. I'm still not happy with this nose. And I'm looking at it to see why. I can't really see the problem. I think I'm suffering from that optical illusion problem I told you about before, just because the top of the nose here. I'm going to outline on this piece of paper so I can see it better. I can see here the bridge of the nose is a lost line. It's any line that disappears into highlight or shadow. Got the little more of the 3D look to it. So let's finalize our drawing. What do I mean by that? Let's get rid of these light lines and make them work. Let's come up. There we go. Nice smooth line. Look at that. There again, I'm doing this darker than I would if I was just doing this for myself. Here we go. Okay, looks like I got everything where I want it to be. We can pretty much start inking. And now the fun begins.